Hey yo, it's your boy Monster Man Rocco.
It's your boy Swagger Rock.
This is Snack the Ripper.
And you rap for those who don't know.
Master Ace. You are now rocking with the best. Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio. Let's go.
Breaking Records Radio.
Press 5 now, how you check Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man. Radio is like the place to be. I don't fuck strange music, man.
Yeah, I want to go back a little bit to that self-titled project because again, it was one of my favorites when it ended up dropping, and I think it's kind of interesting. One, your connection with self-titled, because that, to me at least, came kind of out of nowhere. But also, why end up putting out all these kind of old instrumentals? And they were dope, and I think it's a really good choice. I think it turned out great. But it was interesting. It kind of made the album have a concept in of itself. But generally, you wouldn't expect that. You would expect
that was
new Buckwild
there.
beats.
So Self was like, y'all want to rhyme over your old beats. And I was like, all right, I have some. It's like, then we sat, and before going to storage and losing a lot of 1200 discs, it's like we did it before anybody wanted to do anything with a 1200 concept like that. I think we had the first 1200 concept, and looking, it's like, that's what he wanted to do. So it was dope because that's what he wanted to do. So that's what he brought to the table. And it's like, it's one of the last of the albums. We don't have conceptual albums where it's like it's crafted around an era or a theme or something like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he did, a magnificent job. And it's like, we need that. Like, and hip hop today, we need these things. We need people who are creative, because right now, it's not as creative, because it's like, you say some rhymes, you like the beat, you talk about whatever you want to, talk about, and that's it. And that's cool, because we get to hear, like, I believe that that's the raw stuff. Right now, hip-hop is so raw. But it's like, we don't have that where it's like, where you can sit down and you can think about it. And I'm happy that we have one of the last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have one of the last of these albums that people have. And that's an amazing thing,
Yeah,
So
I also
I'm like,
feel... Go on.
Huh?
I also feel that... Sorry, I also feel that it kind of started this wave of kind of like legends...
1200?
Well, no, just like legends teaming up with kind of these new underground acts. And of course, Self-Titled's been around for quite a bit. He was doing some like early demo stuff in the 90s as well. But after that album ended up dropping, you have people like Apathy doing a whole album with OC. You have more of these albums getting put out where it's like collaborative efforts between these new underground guys and these like OG legends in the game. And that was...
Well, it's good for the OGs. Because when you look at it, you have to learn, and it's like, this is what I do. So it's like, for me, this whole, before the pandemic, it's like I was going to all of these shows, with like Flea Lord and, Benny the Butcher, Conway, West Side Gun, all of these shows that they had, whether if it was a drama, at the hole in the wall spots, not, saying the big spots, where, hey, we're going over here to such and such club, and it's like 2,000 or 5,000 people in there, and you got a dude who's doing hit records. No, I went to the essence where it started from. And that was it for me, because it's like I needed to see that. I needed to have that energy.
Yeah.
And also what was dope, too, because Muggs was there. Muggs was there all along. And, like I said, the kids who were there, they were like, yo, they're not kids, but they're like, yo, it's dope that you and Muggs come and support us. Every time it's a show, I see y'all two there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's really dope. Because that's how, and what happens is I think that this will become like a new thing where it's like, oh, I'm going over here because if I could find an artist, I could get some burn. And these dudes, like I look at it, these dudes are doing it, and I tell people they're going to do it with or without you.
Yeah.
So if you can get in with it, that's cool. But if you don't, it's going to be fine anyway. I mean, look at Griselda. Darren just really dope, but it's like they had Al, but they were moving regardless,
Yeah,
So
I think Muggs is a good example. Yeah, Muggs is a good example. Like he had that Versus series, and he did that album with Jizza, and he did that album with Sick Jacket, and those people are in his camp. Well, Jizza not, but Jizza has his own credits, right? But then he did an album with like Ill Bill, which I would consider.
Wu-Tang and Cypress Hill. That's the crazy thing when you look at that. You know, and Muggs is such a cool guy. You know, he's done a couple of albums with my boy Mayhem. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like when if he's in the studio, if it's not right now, if it's not, you know, even Muggs, it's me, and it's like the only other person I know he's in with right now is Harry Freud. Like people are looking, it's like they want to be where hip hop is at. So these are the guys that they talking about, this doing this and doing that, and this is authentic. I need to be right here. I want to be where they're at, so I can be okay. You know, I want to be praised, and it's like it's nothing better than being praised by people who are of, you know, and the same jobs that you do. So look at it. Everyone's talking about it, and it's like it's not for nothing. But Griselda is the team right now. That's what the Wu would be, you know? And it's incredible. It's dope. Can't be mad at them.
Yeah.
You know? I look at it, I think it's dope because it's like you earned something that nobody else could take. Like you came in as the new dudes, and it's like when people didn't think that you can build this up, you built it up.
Yeah.
You know? When nobody knew who y'all was. It's not like, you know, y'all was rocking, but people didn't really know of Griselda. And then people just started finding out little by little. You know, the shows grew and grew and grew. I've seen some of the early shows, and then being in Sony Theater with them, I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know? And at the same time, they're pulling people along. Yo, we need to do something. And it's like, and they're taking guys, like, you know, I've seen them even bring out Smoke, you know, even Flea Lord, you know, all type of people. You know, Dave Rock is on a level because he came first. You know, him, like, you know, West Side and Rock, I remember I'm doing something. I'm like, yo, this is what has to happen. This is how hip-hop works. People are now excluding people. You know, they're getting with people, and it's like, and they're making fire, you know? And that's what it's about. It's about the love that people share. There's no fights. There's no nothing there. It's just everybody having a good time.